We've been talking a lot lately, and we will talk later today with conservative activist Phyllis Schlafly about welfare benefits for poor, lower middle class, and lower income individuals. There's a really, really good article on Huffington Post by Bill Quigley, who's a law professor at Loyola University in New Orleans, and also CCR Associate Legal Director. And he outlines very succinctly and very specifically some of the welfare benefits that rich people and corporations are entitled to in this country. And he talks about state and local subsidies to corporations. We've heard about these extensively, countless big corporations that pay no effective tax at all. We've talked about direct federal subsidies to corporations. The Cato Institute estimates that federal subsidies cost taxpayers around $100 billion every year. Federal tax breaks for corporations, federal tax breaks, listen to this, for wealthy hedge fund managers, which allow them to pay only a 15% rate, while the people they earned the money for usually pay something like 35% on their earnings. Subsidies for the fast food industry, mortgage deduction, which is, of course, something that costs taxpayers $70 billion and is skewed significantly towards wealthier individuals who own property. Billions that are involved in the bailout of Wall Street. Major pieces of legislation containing new welfare, for example, the emergency tax legislation passed by Congress in early 2013. Huge corporations that are basically allowed to do things that are illegal, but there is a blind eye turned to them, as we see very few people ever prosecuted for Wall Street type high level fraud, corruption, and crime. And then all of these tiny little tax breaks and extra things that are available, subsidies for corporate jets. Talk about something that really is just for the wealthy. And the funny thing, Lewis, is, are we drug testing as a matter of policy big corporations and rich people before giving them these welfare benefits? No, we're not. Are we saying that these welfare benefits are hurting the economy because they are pointless spending? No. Are we saying the recipients are lazy and saying, why do they deserve a tax break on the corporate jet? We're not saying that. And the bottom line also, when we think about the economic effect, is a tax break on a private jet as stimulative as putting that same amount of money into food stamps? Obviously not. What should we be calling this, Lewis? Maybe wealthfare?
Oh, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, I just like corporate welfare too. That's got a nice ring to it. I can't even fathom the amount of money that we would, I don't know, save, I guess, if these corporations and these wealthy people were taxed in a way that makes sense. I think our financial woes would be pretty minimal.
And there's no reason to drug test any of them because, of course, really rich people with access to whatever they want, they never use drugs, Lewis, do they?
I think it'd be a pretty shocking amount of cocaine abuse that you'd discover if you were to start drug testing all those banksters.